Hey, this is Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and today I am joined by...
Graham Bonnet.
It's an absolute pleasure to be chatting to you tonight. I've been watching some of the videos from your actual show at Lost in Hollywood again. You've
Yeah.
still got it. You've still got the
Ah,
voice and everything.
Lucky blowjob. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes, I look after it as well as I can. And well, it doesn't sound like it now, but I do have a cold, and that's the difference. Yeah, but I mean, I can even sing sometimes with the cold. And my mum saying sometimes you can't talk, but you can always sing. You kind of you know how to sing through a cold. So I do sound a bit croaky, but I'm all right.
So it was recorded at the famous Whiskey A Go Go. Did you feel like you were exercising ghosts of your past or summoning them to dance with you one more time?
Well, not really, because it's not a place I used to frequent. It's a place that Bethany did. She played there loads of times, and all the other guys, Conrad. But I've never really been there, until we did. I don't know. We've done about 3 or 4 gigs there, I guess. I did two there with Michael Schenker, and it was really good. I thought, why is he doing? Why is he playing here? Because we had to do 3 nights, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the place was really packed, and we had to do 3 nights with the Schenker thing because the place isn't that big. But it is what it is. It's kind of a touristy place, and people all know what it is. So if they hear that something happening at the Whiskey, they'll go and have a look. Because it might be really good or really horrible. I don't know.
So how was the vibe that night when you were recording the album? I mean, was it a special vibe?
Well, I mean, we didn't really worry about it. We just started. It was just our live gig, and they just filmed us and did the sound, blah blah blah. That was about it. We didn't really worry about anything. So it was all done for us, and it's turned out pretty well. Apparently, I haven't seen it yet. I can't watch things that I've done recently because I go, oh God, I wish I'd done. Oh God, oh no, I wish I'd done that again. Like you do. When you're in the studio, you can always go, can I come back tomorrow? But, you have to be as close to so-called perfect as you can be. So I've been really listening to what I sing and how I sing it. So it's something I've trained myself to do over the past 2 or 3 years.
Well, I love Night Games, and I remember when you first released that, I was about 11 or 12 years old, and it's always meant a lot to me, that song. And it
Yeah.
still seems to ignite crowds, doesn't it, with the 3 notes?
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you, though? A song that was born decades ago
Yeah.
still carries that
Well,
electricity.
that means a lot here, especially in America, when they're going, oh, Night Games, because a lot of my stuff hasn't been heard here. They know Rainbow and Michael Schenker, some of that stuff, but it's something that really surprises me, and it always knocks me out when I can see the audience singing along with me, singing the verses. All right, then you sing the bloody thing. But it's great. They sing along, and when they know the verses of a song like Night Games, it's very flattering. It's incredible because I didn't think it got this far. Into America, I'm talking about. So it's obviously it has been on the radio and etc. etc. So we always put it in the set. And it's a good song, to sing.
And it still gives me shivers when I hear it. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
To hear you still doing it at your age, because you're a grand whippersnapper still at 77, aren't you?
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Yes. Well, my birthday's coming up on 23rd of December. I'll be 122. No, I'll be. I'm going to time warp. No, I'll be 78 in December.
Oh
And
my gosh.
December the 23rd, folks. Yeah, a lot of people of my age and of my, singers of my age, they've sort of said, well, I can't do it anymore. I'm too old for this. I could never, ever say that in a million years. That would destroy me inside if I really thought I couldn't do it again. Because this is my life. It's my job, and this is all I do. I've written the songs, and etc. etc. This is all I've done for years and years and years since I was 18. Yeah. And to have it not be there, I couldn't ever say, oh, I think I'm a bit too old for this. That's such a downer. No way.
Of course, you're never too old, are you? You're as young as you feel inside.
Yeah,
Definitely. So your
yeah.
voice does still cut like a blade. What do you put
Yeah.
that down to? I mean, is it the clean living these days and the
Well, yes, it is. It's very clean. I shine my face every morning, and I blow my nose twice a day, about 3 or 4 times a day here. Yeah, I've been sort of as clean as I can be. So when we go on stage, I haven't had about 20 beers. That was back in the day. When I was a little lad. In my 30s, and I remember every day we go on stage completely out of it, or the whole band, Rainbow I'm talking about.
yeah,
And I remember one day, me and Don Airy were late for the gig, and with all the drinks are all lined up in the dressing room, and the other guys are on stage already. And Don goes, "Oh, God, I haven't had a drink yet." And so we're both there, but you know, even if we're kind of high, if you will, it was always a good night. There was always, it was always great. Always something really good happened. How can you fail with such a band? I
Mm,
always felt comfortable going on stage. Always felt great. Even though I felt sick maybe, and I was very lucky to be doing that at well, not my age now, but back in my 30s, and to sing those songs now. It's great because people know those songs, the Rainbow songs, and
absolutely.
when they sing with us, it's fantastic.
Absolutely. So, what's your rider these days then? Say, like at the whiskey, what was your rider? What did it consist of?
I don't know. We didn't have much at all, did we?
Yeah.
I don't think we have one, but usually it sells red licorice sticks. Them, honey and tea, beers for the boys,
Yeah.
but not very much, and probably a bottle of Jack Daniels. I'm not sure, whiskey, but that's not me. That's for the other people. Those other people,
Yeah.
they in college. No, but I mean that would have been me, a few years ago. But
Mm,
I don't touch the stuff. So when I go on stage, I have a bubbly water, Perrier or something, and Red Bull. That always kind of wakes me up if I'm a bit tired.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's very clean. I don't smoke, so there you go.
Back in the day, you stepped into
Yeah,
the impossible shoes of Rainbow after Dio. How was that for you? I mean, that must have been so daunting when you look back on it.
yeah. Yes, it was because I went when I went over for the audition. I did my piece. I sang a song called "Mistreated,"
Hmm.
and I got the job. I mean, but I went back to London when I was still living in England, and I said to my manager, "I don't think I'm right for this. I don't sing like Ronnie. I don't wear those robes and whatever the hell else. That's not me." He said, "No, Graham, this is a good turning point for you. This will bring you out into a different area, And he was absolutely right. And he built an extension to his house because of that.
Love it.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I said to Ron once. I said, "How much did you make out of Rainbow?" He said, "Nothing."
Really?
Where did the money go? But
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, nothing, which means like 10 bob or something.
Hmm.
But it wasn't millions of dollars.
Hmm.
So, but to sing after him, it was a little daunting because, I would go on stage and I remember the first night, and I went on stage and I've got my white jacket on and my red pants or something, and I walk on and down the front, these people are going, "Dio, Dio, where's Ronnie? Where's Ronnie? Go fuck up, you old fag. Oh, yeah, buddy. All this way, you bloody faggot, blah, 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 all that kind of thing." And I said, "I'm sorry." And then later in the show, I said I think Richie started actually. It's a song called "Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?"
Yeah.
And at the front of the stage, these hecklers were. So I went and sat down on the stage and went, "Tonight you're mine," completely. And they just tore them up. They just laughed and they said, "You're all right, man. You're okay." So that was my introduction to the first concert. It was a bit, yeah, I was a bit terrifying.
Going back to the album Lost in Hollywood again.
Yeah.
Um, How does it feel to still be at your age releasing such landmark albums? Because it's going to be landmark and it's going to be massive, isn't it? I hope.
Uh,
Gold disc on the wall again, another one.
Well, I don't know about that because I tell you something, we have a hard job, especially in this country, getting arrested. I don't know why. It's not fashionable. I mean, the rainbow music, 1980s kind of rock isn't very fashionable or whatever. But it's coming around now. All the kids are getting into it and going, "Hey, you're a real singer, aren't you? Oh, you're a real guitar player, aren't you?" The 16-year-olds, and it's kind of it is going full circle. I find
Yeah,
that, and there are more women in the audience now.
yeah,
The audience has changed from the leather jackets and chains to women, and that's great. That shows something good is happening. And the past few gigs we've done have been absolutely great. They really have. We had a great response, and just it blew me away. And every night we just packed the house out.
amazing. So, what about a release day? Have you got anything special planned? Are you going to be doing like a live stream or anything like that? Do you intend to do that?
What we doing, Bethany?
Oh gosh. Well, let's see. That's my dad's birthday, but we don't have anything planned. But that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should have
Yeah,
like a little bit of a listening party.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Understand when
That'd be
people
so
are
cool.
getting their records, the people that pre-ordered, they're already getting their stuff.
Yeah, it's on sale already. It's starting to sell already, which is great. But I think we could do some kind of a promo thingy. I think that'd be excellent.
I think
So I don't nothing's planned yet, but I'm sure it will come along.
You can let them know we're recording our fourth studio album, so we've been
What?
very tied up. Tell them about the studio album and that's what keeps you busy right now.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, I'm writing, words and melodies to the new album.
okay.
Nothing to do with the DVD,
Mm,
and that's taking up all the time now, as well
right.
as this bloody cold I have. And so, you know, I've got some great ideas for songs that people go, "What the hell's that about?" I like writing songs that are sort of questionable because I don't know if have you heard the album "Day Out in Nowhere"?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's one on there called David's Mom.
Right.
And
That's
when,
it.
when I said, yeah, what? David's mum? What's that? That's not very horny. It was very horny at the time. But, that was a terrible joke. Yeah, but David's mum, and so a lot of my titles, subject matter is usually something really odd. And
Right. Yeah.
which keeps the listener listening, because it's that other stuff has all been done. Ronnie did all that brilliantly. The devils and dungeons and chains and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
that was then. And Bruce Payne, the manager of Rainbow, when I joined them, he wanted to change the sound, make it more up to date, if you will.
Mhm.
Sort of thing, and. Well, with our tunes now, I really look into something a bit strange or whatever. I've got one song called "The Man Who Ate a Train."
Okay. Really? Right. Are you serious?
That's oh god, that's not going on our album. That's going on another album.
Okay.
And, on this album, we have some great guests, don't we, Bethany?
Yes. Well,
And what are the names?
we have Bruce Dickinson.
Yay.
You.
Yeah.
Kai Hansen from Halloween is going to be doing, hopefully playing guitar and singing. We don't
Wow.
know yet, but that's already happening. And then we've got three other mega names. One I'm fairly certain we have, but we don't want to mention it until it's written.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got to. Yeah. Don't want to fuck it up,
I'm going to get you a cup of tea.
Yeah, so Bruce has done his bit already. He's done his. He's doing the end of one of the songs we've written, and so I come in at the beginning, and he takes it out, and does it ad libs at the end, So it's kind of cool. I'm so thankful to him for doing this because he said, I heard from one of the crew. He said they said to me, "Do you know Bruce never does things like this? He never plays on any of his album, not ever. But he's doing it for you, Graham." And that makes me go,
That's amazing.
He's a good friend. He really is, and he's a good singer. I like his voice, and so it's going to be good. And there's some surprises coming up who are going to be playing on there. But as Bethany said, we're trying to find certain people and their availability. It's because everybody's working their asses off right now, trying to keep alive.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, they don't make rock icons, metal icons like yourself or Bruce Dickinson or Ronnie James Dio anymore, and so that sounds like it's going to be awesome. Is that going to be out on Frontiers Records as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
Amazing.
So Bruce has done a great job, and Kai I've sent Kai some stems from the album, but I've got to send him the melody. I've sent him the lyric and all the chords and all that stuff. So he might be playing guitar and singing. I'm not sure yet, but Bruce has done the singing on the other track, which is great. It's fucking great. It's really good.
Amazing. I've always been like a really big Rainbow fan, always. And I love dual work with them, Joe Lynn Turner, all of that. But I was lucky enough to catch Rainbow in Spain just before lockdown in Fengirola with Ronnie Romero. Have you ever heard any of his work with Rainbow?
No, I haven't, no.
It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, he's not as good as you, of course. That's the Wayne's World, yeah. But no,
I haven't.
No, I just wondered. He's another very talented singer like yourself. Okay, so back in the day, you were called very loud, self-taught, a little bit undisciplined, yeah? Back in the day.
Yeah, I was a bit undisciplined, yeah. I mean,
bit of a lad.
Like we all were, yeah. We all were, everybody was boozing like crazy, and, it was that time in 1980, where everyone was just like, oh, we don't go on stage until we've had a beer, and like Don said, he was like, oh god. It's different now because people are now going, oh, I can't do that now, I'm older, I can't drink that fucking scotch, I can't drink those beers, not as many anyway, and you can't, that's just the way it is. You do get older and it affects your body more than it did when you were 30.
Absolutely. If you could time travel back to say 1980 and give yourself one ridiculous piece of advice, what would it be?
Don't listen to at the time, don't listen to management too much, but listen to the plan my manager had back then, Robert Stigwood, which was a song called Only One Woman that Barry Gibb wrote, and I wasn't quite sure how that would go, but it took a while to actually, come out and be heard on the radio. It took about 5 months, I think. It was a long time. And then it was suddenly on the radio, but we knew we'd done something right, my cousin and I, and Trevor, my cousin, Trevor Gordon, he died a few years ago. I've got his guitar in the other room, and I say good morning to it every time I pass it. Good morning, Trevor. Because Trevor was with the Bee Gees in Australia. That's how I got to meet the Bee Gees.
Okay.
So he was a lead guitar player and singer. So there were records out called Trevor Gordon and the Bee Gees on the Legion label. He used to send these 45s over to England when he was living in Australia, and he said these guys are great. They're just like the Beatles, and but they sort of yes, they are, and so. It's if it wasn't for my cousin Trevor, I wouldn't be talking to you now. Well,
rock and roll.
Yeah, because I mean, it's pure fluke what happened. We were playing in a club in London. It was called the Revolution Club, and we finished our show, and after you're done, somebody comes up to Trevor, my cousin, and says, Trevor, I think the boys would like to meet you again, after all this time. He was an Australian guy, and he was managing some people who were in the audience that day. And he gave Trevor Barry's telephone number, and Trevor went over to see Barry, and blah, 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 blah. And that's eventually how that song came about, Only One Woman. It was it was a breakthrough for both of us. You know, it was just like, oh my God, we're in the charts, we're on top of the pops. You know, and it was something else. You know.
Do you have any memories of Top of the Pops? How was that for you, miming? Did you enjoy that sort of experience?
Yeah, it was weird because all the bands, you know, like there was Marmalade and oh God, the Moody Blues. They all lip synced. They didn't have to sing live or play live,
Yeah.
but we had to use the BBC orchestra because it was some kind of a thing. They had to use the orchestra, and
Right.
so us being not a band, me and my cousin, we had to sing it live. So really, we were the only people that were singing live on that show.
Oh
You
wow.
know, with only one woman. Yeah. So that
Okay.
everybody else was just, you know, dancing around and looking fabulous, you know, like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just, it was, I went, oh God, really? Because the sound was terrible in the studio. I couldn't hardly hear the track or anything. It was really awful. But it came out and, you know, it looked good on the TV. You know, it was a life-changing thing, that song.
In years to come, would you love them to maybe one day make a feature film about your life?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about that, haven't we? A film. Yeah, because the way I started was like coming from Skegness, Lincolnshire,
Aye.
never expecting to do something like has happened to me. You
Yeah.
know, I expected to go, you know, work in a factory or something, and that would be it. You know, and nobody left Skeggy. But my cousin Trevor, he came over to Skegness and he just said to me, "You've got to get out of here, Graham. We've got to go to London." So that's when that gig came around, and
Yeah.
we Tony Touch your Barry gig, etc., etc. You know, and it was yeah, happy days. It really was. I mean, Trevor, I miss him desperately.
Yeah.
It's that he taught me how to play guitar, and
Mm.
that's something I'm very grateful for.
So, do you ever go back to Skegness?
Yeah, we
Have
played
you?
there a couple of times.
Right. But
Yeah,
it's not somewhere you'd rather like swap from LA to go and live in Skegness now, no?
yeah, it was. Yeah, we went to Skeggy. I met up with my cousin and my family that I haven't met yet, and my cousin's kids and blah blah blah. All that. Some of the Bonnet people that I don't even know. But you know, so it was kind of cool. There's only three of us there, but it was okay. We had a good time, and we were going to, you know, put on the show and like bring all the Bonnets, all the Hat family, into a club somewhere and have a big, you know, thing. But it didn't come about because of, you know, they all have commitments, you know.
Right.
But they wanted to. All my family wanted to do it. Oh God, yeah, Graham. Oh yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Um, okay, so in years to come, what would you like to be remembered for? I mean, obviously, I think Night Games since you've been gone, but that's the songs. But what would you like you as a person to be remembered for?
Being a great musician or a good musician, but always trying to improve. I am a good musician. I've been playing for a long time, as I said, you know, since I was 11, you know, and I used to play the working men's clubs and things like that. And that's where you have to start doing working men's clubs and gradually build up to something hopefully better, you know.
Mm.
But there's so much competition now, oversaturation of artists.
It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
it's and you don't even have to sing or play anything anymore.
I know. I know.
You just,
Yeah.
you know,
This
and
is
it's
it.
the music's been destroyed by
Mhm.
machinery, you
Of
know,
course.
and that's what's happening. Conrad was playing us something yesterday, and it's like, what? He said, "There's not a human being on this. Nothing. There's
Yeah.
a voice. There's a, you know, the guitar, blah blah, whatever else.
Yeah.
They're killing the business."
Of course they are. Of course. That was like one of my final questions to ask you, and I sort of know the answer to this. Are you glad then that you started in the music industry when you did, rather than today's crazy throwaway world?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean I came in just at the right time with Trevor, my cousin, and it was all live then,
Mm.
and people came out to see live bands and live people, on stage, and I've had people, younger kids, say to me, "You're the real thing, aren't you?" Yes, you know, you can see the blood shooting out my, but whatever oh, I didn't know you could do that. People are amazed by what live music is all about. So now, actually, as I was saying, you get more women in the audience now and younger people
She's good.
because they're all getting fed up with all that,
Yeah. AI crap, basically. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Um, well, I want to thank you so much for your music, and over the years, it's kept me going and still does. I'm really, really looking forward to your next album
Okay.
with Bruce Dickinson and guests. That
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have any final words for your fans and view and our view? Start again. Do you have any final words? I've got a cold for your fans, our viewers, and listeners.
Well, yeah, when we're over there in jolly old England, please come and see it because this is what live music's all about.
See the man in the busy street, he's almost incomplete.